Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nisha, and this is E21. So, we are gonna build a Minmus, simple Minmus rocket. But one thing that I do is to save my different pods, so I don't have to recreate them. So this has a heat shield and all the science projects I have at the moment, and I also upgraded these to our with solar panels that will follow the sun. It will actually rotate, these solar panels will rotate and follow the sun. So yeah, we have cool stuff there. So that's what I was going to show you. So this is how my start pod looks like. So let's not override my pod here. Simple Minmus. Yes, it's no one complaining that I call it Minmus, so I will continue doing that. And even if someone complain, I will continue to call it Minmus. Simple Minmus orbit ship. So this is a fairly it's super simple to build a rocket that just gonna orbit. So let's see, first we need a launcher part, that is what lifting everything, and we want a part in space where it's so it can fly around, because we're gonna orbit Minmus, and we need fuel there. We need about 1000 delta V to go to Minmus from Kerbal. It's a lot easier to go back. That will only maximum 200, I think. I will guess. I haven't been to Minmus. I'm only trained indeed. Now I have a ship in my sandbox where I just put a ship in orbit. Oh now I'm not concentrating. We want a poodle because the poodle is super cool. If you can check here, at sea level it only have 64 kilonewtons of thrust power, but if you take it to a vacuum outside the atmosphere, it's 250. It's a very good space engine. So yeah, and I think that should be enough. Go to Minmus, as I said, 1000 to go there. Another 300 to orbit, 400, and then a maximum 300 more, and then we have like 200, because maybe we want to change the inclination before we orbit, otherwise it can be very hard to get catched by Minmus. So let's just the coupler there. So that is our transfer and come back. So this is transfer session. So if you want to build a simple rocket, just stack fuel. Let's stack a lot of fuel, because we want our space part on the transfer part of a stage of our rocket to be outside the atmosphere. So the first objective is to make sure we can use the skipper, or we can use that one skipper, but that engine is a lot more powerful. There is a new one. Let's see here, engine ESP that is kind of how effective it is. It's like mileage. So 285, 310 in vacuum. So the skipper is actually very good, but it don't have thrust like this engine. You could probably do the skipper, but you probably would. Okay, so that put us on top of 900 delta V. So it's one thing I've learned in this game. This tall rocket, when we are if you have any fuel left to spend and burn, we have to hold this big part and try to rotate, and it will take like a minutes to turn around. So we really want to make sure. So we could there are two choices I can make here for making it simple myself. I can remove a part here and put my extra thrusters that I will add here. See here. But I will go with the super tall rocket, because this is the simplest one I can think of. So but otherwise you can make part longer, so I think it will be more than enough. I usually get about 150 delta V per or V's fuel. That is more than enough for. So if I stack them 2 times. Okay, I'm just gonna change my snapping. Oh, that's. I'm changing the how many now, so let's raise that numbers so I don't bit wrong here, and then I can use my magic mod there and level those ones. So let's just add 2 more, and we want nose coin on though that's a hard word for me to say, cones. It's very different sounds from my native language, Swedish, so yeah, so those words are always hard. So what I'm looking now for is nose cones. Yeah, let's see. There we go. That took a lot of time. That took me a half minute to find those, because I'm talking at the same time and I'm showing. So you have the choice of going with a swivel here. It's almost as the same as this one, but this one has a little bit more thrust. And the mainsail engine, even the skipper engine, it can steer, so we don't actually need. That looks a little bit weird. So let's see if I can get. It's supposed to look like this, so let's level things. Okay, cool. So that put us, as you can see, we are ready to finish with the rocket. This rocket, you need about 3,500 delta V to go to orbit, and now we have some spare fuel in case your ascent to the outside of atmosphere and orbit doesn't go well. So you have an insurance policy. Myself, I always take insurance because I always do something wrong when how many times have I launched a ship into the space from Kerbal surface? I really don't know, but so I'm adding some struts here, as you can see there, and we will even get even better mileage out of that, but I added that because usually I hook it up, like drain that tank, so when it's empty we get rid of it, and then I get with a fuel duct to do that one, and then it will drain that one and everyone will fire. But as this is a simpler one, it's easier to remember and not screw up, especially if you're new. I definitely screw up all the time. I'm fairly new to the game, but yeah. But I've read about it. I have kerbals on my mind all the time now. Yeah, I actually, this is one of the few games I really enjoy for many years. I really enjoy this game. It's very challenging, and that's what I'm. Yeah, there I always mix up the tanks with the engines, so I don't find it. So what you can do there is go like this, so it will drain all these 4 boosters we have here, and as you see, let's see, just hook it up like that. So 385, let's find out how much is without. So it's 365 if you do it like that, and there is even more gathered here, so yeah, that's why you do it. So it's effective because I think it's effective because when you have drained the tanks, they will be dead weight to haul around, but this way all the engines can fire at the same time without making things too complicated, so it's kind of like a booster. So I have a special button here. I just wanted to, even it's a very simple rocket, I really like to do, it's nice. So I used my magic mod, it was the same with the structure, so we hit that. One problem we will have when we are traveling, especially if you are doing an ascent, is that you are at the angle, and I found out this little trick will help out throw away those parts that are empty. So Otherwise, it works like that. It will explode in that direction, and then you kind of hard to show, but it will go out in an angle, and it will hit that part, hit the tank outside here. But just putting that there is a cheaper way to do that. So I have all those there now, so when I press the button it will get rid of all the things here, so it will have double power to shoot it out like that. So I came out. One thing we can see here, the center of mass is here, so that's okay, but we don't want the aerodynamic to be up there, because that will mean it will want to go sideways and flip over. So what we do here is actually I go with this here, and you see how you move this. So I put them there. So the rocket it's also pushing in this direction. So now the air will go down in this direction and drag us, so the rocket wants to go straight. So yeah, that's why you add fins. Don't overdo that, because that can lead to problems too. I can't say how much is too much fins, but I think for this rocket it should be more than adequate to what we want to do. So yeah, this is a super simple Minmus rocket. You can probably build it from part like that, but the reason why I went with the fatter parts is I really liked it. Will be a very good experience for my kerbals to go orbit, take eat kerbals and orbit Minmus, and I can do science at the same time. But otherwise the general idea is the same. So especially if you have this plugin, then you don't have to guess what is it enough power or not. So yeah, you can see here we have 3800 delta V on the first part, and we got 2000 here, and that should be more than enough for our mission in the next episode. And as always, thank you for watching.